I've always been into art, but I never thought that seriously about becoming a tattooer until I got my first one.
Can you remember our first meeting? Because I remember you coming in, and I think you had like a binder.
I had a very shit portfolio and some photos of some home done tattoos that I'd done on myself. Yeah, it was more with the rise of social media and the pressures that put on. Because you're flooded by,
Present yourself publicly.
yeah, but also you follow artists that you appreciate. You follow people whose work you want to emulate.
Yeah. How did you survive?
Well, I was in rehab for the first 6 weeks.
Me too.
Oh, God, you two are so predictable, aren't you? I mean, a bitch with a drug habit in your anybody's, aren't you?
2013. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button for all notifications, updates, events, art drops, my craziness, blah, 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 blah. And leave a like, share, and comment.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hi, pigs.
So if you could tell anyone who wants to approach tattooing right now, what would you tell them? But I was trying to remember what your first tattoo was. I remember I was like, well, you get to keep all the money, and you were like so stoked. But it was, I think it was like 60 quid. It was something small.
I don't know because I had to get people in for free for the first couple of months because originally I was only allowed to do all the line work,
Yeah.
and then you had to check that out. They went away, they came back in, did the shading, color, whatever it needed. I can't remember the first fully paid tattoo, but I do remember I was telling someone the other day it was either a Halloween or a Friday the 13th. It was still very early on, but I was doing tattoos for £13. And some guy was like, "Oh, I'll go get cash," and just fucked off. It was like one of my first clients, and he just fucking ditched. I was like, "Oh,
Well, yeah, I think it was a Friday the 13th, but those are becoming less and less prevalent.
okay,
Well, I don't really see much on social media. And I'm like, because I remember for a lot of the kids in the housing estates, they used to like to come and like you guys would put the flash on the door.
yeah."
So
There were always busy days.
yeah, yeah, and I said you guys keep like 65% of whatever you made rather than. I remember when you told me that you tattooed what's her name from the Cardigans,
You know,
and
person.
it was a little. And you look very happy. Like I had that photo as well.
Yeah,
What was the hardest part of actually being my apprentice? You can be honest.
dealing with you some days, to be honest.
Yeah, my mood swings.
Yeah, it was fucking hit or miss some days. Like
Yeah,
we always knew when you were on the way to the shop because the Spotify would turn off on the computer and it'd be on your phone. But yeah, I mean, like everyone, we have outside issues going on, and you told me, you should leave it at the door, but you can't always.
yeah. No, no. Because I think because certain people, I think creative people tend to want to wear their heart in their sleeves. Um, they're a lot more sensitive, I think. But for me, I know that sometimes I didn't always handle it the best way possible. And ultimately, my goal for the shop was to make sure that you guys were looked after, paid well, and that I didn't. There were times where I felt like, yes, I did take you guys for granted, but then I would always try to figure out a way. I should have said more rather than, well, if I do this, they'll forgive me, which is the worst way to deal with something.
Yeah,
And looking back, I understand that now in therapy and like going to rehab, because once you left, I just went off the deep end. I spent 4 years high every day,
yeah.
even in the shop, and it was because I was miserable. I had everything I wanted, but I was completely miserable.
It's a weird. I mean, I was in the same place a couple of years after. I know exactly
Yeah,
how
no,
you were
and
feeling.
you just don't want to think about it because for some reason, you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I think that with tattoo artists, I never shamed anyone for wanting to party or do whatever. It's like, as long as you're honest, and you don't give me like a 10-minute warning before you're supposed to come in going, oh, I'm too fogged to, if you say, hey, I'm going to do this, I'd like, some time off to recoup. Fine. You're giving me warning. But now I think that with tattooing, how do you feel about this new thing of hearing about artists hanging up their machines or tattoo shops closing due to saturation?
I don't know. It's such like a double-edged sword because I mean you see artists that the work's impeccable, but like I say, they're having to take a second job to pay the bills. They're having to do whatever it is, and like I say, sometimes it is the selling in the shop and the quitting tattooing.
It
I've never been
cost
in it.
it cost when you were there, it cost me 70,000 a year just to run the shop.
Yeah.
And and I was always paid from the books 2 months. Everyone got paid at the end of the day, or if I didn't have enough money, you got paid the very next day, the balance or whatever. I didn't like owing anybody anything. But I think because of there's so many shops now, and with this economy, have you felt a difference in how people spend their money in tattooing, especially with this administration?
No, is the honest
No.
answer. I think I am one of the very fortunate ones, and in the right shop at the moment.
How long has your shop been running for?
15 years now is
Oh, yeah. So you're pretty much established and that they've got a. Do you guys
yeah.
still get walk-ins, or is everything online now?
Majority is online. I mean, the doors are open and we do get some people popping in, but everything's booked now. That's the thing with social media is you can find the artists you want, you can contact them direct. I think that's one of the things that's changed with the industry as well. Before it was all about you were in the right shop and the shop had a name and you got work that way. Whereas
Yeah.
with social media and like I say, all these new shops popping up, you can be tattooing 3 years, but if you've played the social media game well, you've got a following, you're booked out. Then you don't want to be paying your 30% to some shop when you've got enough clients to, have your own shop, bring in a couple of friends, they cover your bills, and there's that cycle starting.
The last shop I was at, the guy wanted 1,000 a month, and
That's decent.
well, yeah, that's easy. But at the same time, I thought he's running the shop poorly, and I thought I was only there 2 months. The other girl, I was just like, as well, I don't play well with others often, but just like, I just thought she was dippy, and she was more into like her parents, and I think she liked the idea of having a shop and thought this would be a money spinner. And like this guy, he just thought, okay, and he'd get clientele, and I thought if I could save $1,000 and keep everything for myself.
There goes the Dyke Market.
Yeah.
And which I miss a shop hub of artists. And that was a thing that looking at that time when you were there, like the Halloween photos, or like there was a pizza day, I think. Or there was just something. One of you and the dog, you holding Mabel when she was a puppy, you and Violet Chachki from RuPaul's Drag Race, me explaining to you what RuPaul's Drag Race was.
Yeah, you definitely exposed me to a very different side of life there.
I think that's a good thing of having a shop, that you've got this like-minded people who are all kind of vying for the same thing, working as a team rather than singularly. Because there's no fun. Well, I mean, going to someone's house and seeing a client is nice, but you're there and then you pack up and you kind of just feel like I actually now feel kind of like a masseuse. I show up at the table, my stuff, and then I get an Uber and go home. And that there's no camaraderie, no beer after the day, or just kind of like decompress. That I miss. How many artists work in your shop right now?
9.
Okay. How many square feet?
God, I don't know. It's not that big. I mean, it's big enough, but there's a couple of guys. They come in a bit later and they're not full time, but they've been there. Like, there's one thing I really like about the shop is it's a family. Hood opened it 15 years ago, but they've all known each other and worked together in the past for 30 years at least, some of them.
Right.
And so it's guys that have been around for so long, And like you say, there's that sense of family with it. And it was the one thing that I was really missing, sort of like the last year or two in Sweden.
Did you like the shops in Sweden? Because I remember there was one you went to after you left London,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
switched to another shop, didn't you?
Yeah, so I moved up. I spent the first year in Gothenburg, and then I moved up to Stockholm for 2.5 years, and then I moved back to Gothenburg. It was the same shop in Gothenburg, but then we opened our own shop in Gothenburg in the end. Had that for about 18 months, and then I sold my half to the guy that I opened it with. I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew that I needed a change.
Right. And
And
that's
that
when
was
you
when,
came to the States.
yeah, so I came over to visit for a month in 2022.
Okay.
Traveled around a little bit, got tattooed by Hood, and yeah, we got chatting. Like we've been chatting online on Instagram for a year or two before that, and I just said I was interested, and he was like, "Come work here." You know, he's turning people away because he's so booked out. You'll be walking into as much work as you want. So went back and started the process
Well,
with
that's kind of a
lawyers.
no-brainer.
It was because like I still love Sweden and it still feels like home. You know, I felt like I'd reached a plateau there. There wasn't many of us doing black work. Big-headedly, I was probably the best at the time there. So for me, there was no one to learn from. And you know, like I said, I was still very self-critical and I still am. But I wanted to progress. I knew that I needed to learn more and get better at what I wanted to do and specialize in. So, you know, to be offered the spot here with what I'd say the majority of the black work community considers to be the best in the world, like you say, it was a no-brainer. So
Right.
even
Do
people from
you do
Philadelphia,
conventions right now, or?
oh, this year we're in Miami last month for the All Stars convention. That was a bit weird this year, though. I guess it's because of the current administration, but it was about a third of the size less than it was last year, and it was a lot quieter. But I mean, it was still good. I had my clients, you know, it was booked out, and then we do Philadelphia convention as well.
You did work with me at the Brighton Tattoo Convention, didn't you? What's so funny?
You asked me what's like one of the funniest memories I have of my time at Prick, and it was I tattooed myself a couple of weeks before Brighton.
Uh,
Do you remember I gave myself a nerve damage and I had to wear that? It was an old snowboarding injury. It wasn't from tattooing. It was the position I was in. Basically, some fluid from my knee had leaked out onto my sciatic nerve and just numbed out my whole lower leg. So
vaguely,
I
yeah.
was. It was like you know, first convention with you. It's Brighton, so it's like the biggest one in the UK. All these amazing artists who I'd looked up to for so long, and I'm walking around with a fucking gimpy leg getting stencils, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, but we were on the ground floor, weren't we? Or were we on the
No, that
second
you were upstairs,
floor?
like just when you came up the stairs, just by the fucking doors, because that was, I think it changed the year after to the center down the road, didn't it? It changed locations because when we
Yeah,
were there, it was the Hilton.
it was at the Hilton, and then it went to uh, the Brighton Center,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, I remember you. Can you still competitive eat? Because you ate that big fucking pancake.
The, yeah, the pancakes that morning. I haven't done it for a long time. I went vegetarian like 9 years ago.
Right.
There's not a lot, and it's probably better for my health to not do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, what was it? There was one in Hoxton.
Oh, the chicken place.
Yeah, like they had that. I used to just go eat there for free because they had the challenge, but they actually had to change the rules that you could only be on the board once because I had one, two, three, five, six, eight.
It was just under the bridge across from Celador, wasn't it?
It
That the
was just
one?
off Hoxton Square.
Okay.
Meat Liquor, that was it.
What's that?
Meat Liquor, that was the
Ah,
place.
yes, yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, with the stained glass ceiling.
Yeah,
I love that place. Yeah.
yeah. The food was good. It was what was it? A chili cheese dog, chili burger, and chili cheese fries. And you had to eat in under 10 minutes, and you got it for free.
Wow.
It kept me fed during my apprenticeship anyway, so I always knew I could get a free meal.
So if you could tell anyone who wants to approach tattooing right now, what would you tell them?
Make sure you're getting into it for the right reasons. You know, it's changed so much, and
Because it's not for everybody.
no, but I mean, even I don't say how tattoo artists look, but like I was saying, like I got into tattooing because I started getting tattooed and I fell in love with it, and I wanted to be able to give that to someone else. It changes the way you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, and it's a lifelong thing. But you're seeing tattoo artists now that have got minimal to no tattoos,
Yeah.
and
Well,
to me, that's just really strange because I don't know if you're not going to wear it, you don't love it.
well,
It's
I
like
don't
I say,
think
it's
those
not,
people will last.
they won't, but it's I don't know, detrimental to the industry.
But all things change. I mean, I think that once tattoo shops started entering malls, like right next to like a Hot Topic, like is there a Hot Topic near you? Or
I don't think I've ever actually seen one.
well, I don't even go to an Urban Outfitters because I mean I'm gonna be 58, so I'm just like I'm an old fart considering. Do you have any other creative outlets outside of tattooing right now that kind of keep you on your toes?
Uh, I mean, I've actually been putting my university degree to use for the first time since I graduated. So last year, me and Hood started a tattoo needle company, and I do a lot of the CAD work for the steel grips we get made for the cartridge tips. So
Okay.
we've been building that up for the last year. So
So you're expanding out in a sense.
yeah, we wanted better stuff for ourselves, that's how it started. All
It
needles
seems
now.
strange that you started with a coil machine, learning how to assemble one, to now where most people are using the pens, which is now the industry standard. I mean, now you don't even have to make clean tubes. And I remember you panicking with it getting all over you one day, like oh the dirty water
No, there's an art to cleaning a tube. Like
from.
I mean, I still clean my tubes. I prefer steel and a real machine over anything.
Yeah, I like the weight.
Oh,
I do.
without a doubt.
Yeah, to me that do you actually I think I gave you one of my heavy brass machines.
No, no, you never gave me a machine.
Are you sure? Because it
Yeah,
was because I remember you said you wanted something heavy. Because when we were going through my kit, as I always said,
actually,
if you can make it run, you get to keep it. And I remember giving you a heavy brass frame that it was a Ron
is
Ackers.
the T dial frame.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
you do
did.
have
Yeah,
it.
sorry, I totally forgot you gave me that. I was like they on like I've got so many just sitting in drawers and in cases.
Yeah. So what's next for you now?
I mean, battling with the government to stay in the states and be allowed is, well, I mean, that's been taking our focus over the last year now.
Yeah.
Because, depending on that it'll be a big change in life. Because if,
You don't have any kids right now.
no, I got the snip like 6 years ago.
Okay.
We've got a 5-year-old French bulldog. So
Another one.
yeah, my ex kept the one in London.
Well, I've got a little dog like since Mabel and Jolene died, I have a little one that it's one dad's, but he thinks I'm its daddy now because he looks like a little Jewish man, so I call him Yeti Spaghetti. It's weird because I always had the big white dog, so now
Yeah.
I got this little Prince Charles Terrier. It's a very gay dog.
At least it's not a poodle. So
No. So let me ask you this: what was your favorite memory being in the shop? And what is your weirdest request in tattooing been so far?
the weirdest request, there's one that always stands out when people ask me about that. Because of the style I do, and the association with, like you say, it's a bit fetish, it's a bit BDSM. It was a couple of years ago now, but some guy was messaging on Instagram. Started out pretty normal. Oh, I want to get like a lot of heavy black work done. Does it hurt? What does it feel like? All this. Going through the motions with him, and then he sort of got onto the subject of, oh, would I tattoo his penis? All right, yeah, skin, skin. Like you taught me that, and
Yeah.
he used it a lot of it. It was it doesn't bother me where it is on a body. If I mean, I'd never do hands, neck, or face still without them being heavily tattooed. But if that's an area you want tattooed, okay. And
Uh,
then he started talking about he just kept taking it very sexual, and he was talking about how
uh,
he wanted. Oh, I've always thought about fucking someone with a big black cock, and okay, yeah, yeah.
I would
And
have told you
then
hang up.
he wanted, like, he was on about a bodysuit, and I was steering it back, and then he was like, "Oh, would you do one of your concepts if I send you some photos?" And he sent me photos, and he was wearing what can only be described as granny panties and nothing else. So it like black work brings out the strange people from time to time.
Yeah, you know I mean, I always think that it's funny that a lot of tattooists have these stories of like, I could definitely write a book.
I'd love to read that.
Huh?
I'd love to read that.
No, but there is a website called Inked Up where there are several guys that I have tattooed at Prick that have all traveled for dick and ass tattoos.
Yeah.
And some of them just wanted black work in the pink and the stink, and virtually I was in Belgium 2 years ago and a guy's like, no, a year and a half ago, and guy's like, internet, Inked Up. And when he said it, I knew exactly what he was talking about because he's like, he went like that. Yeah. Uh, but I haven't done those in a while now. I don't do them anymore.
No.
No.
I just remember one time. You remember your client Jamie?
Yes.
I just remember one time you called me in whilst you were tattooing him. He wanted me to go get your food, but he was like, he was on all fours and you were tattooing around his ass. And he was like, go get me a bag of Doritos. Walking in and just being fucking bird's eye view. It was just an everyday thing there. So
I remember that. I also have a photo of you with a paper penis and Liv coming up the stairs and her looking. What the hell is going on here? I just have to say, Josh, thank you for all this, man.
No, it's an absolute pleasure.
You've done very well for yourself, and I couldn't be prouder of you, man. So,
I was like, I owe everything to you. You taught me the proper way.
Well, thank you. That means a
You
lot.
taught me the ins and out of everything. You taught me the
And you're still
fundamentals.
here. You're still doing it.
And there's nothing else I'd rather do in my life. So,
Well, you just got to keep at it. Anyways, I'm definitely going to keep in touch because
yeah, sure.
I do make it out to Manhattan to see my old army buddy. And
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been there several times since I've been divorced. When did you officially move back to? I mean, when did you move to Philadelphia? What year?
It was July 2023.
Okay, yeah, because I had only been back 2018 and 2021 was when I was last there. But I mean, I still want to travel and do a few things, but I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do here while I'm trying to figure out shit with my folks.
Yeah.
And
How are they?
huh?
How are they?
It sucks watching them get old, and my mom's dementia. She can't be left alone because she will wander off. Like I lost her. I forget how big some of the supermarkets are here, and I lost her for 45 minutes
Fucking ridiculous.
in a Walmart.
Yeah, the
And
superstores you guys have
yeah,
over here.
my dad's like, oh, she does that all the time, and I'm like, and she just goes, I don't like to go shop with you. You read the labels. And now because I have a heart condition, I was diagnosed during the pandemic. All additives in food give me inflammation, where I feel like I'm being stuffed with air. It's awful. It feels like a heart attack. And I was diagnosed in 2020 December, during COVID. And then that same month I got COVID for a bit, put me in the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, because I walked up flight of steps, I could barely breathe. Yeah, it's been weird and stuff. And it's funny how life throws a spanner in the works and say, not just yet, but anyways, man, I'm gonna let
Give
you
me 2
go.
seconds. Let me just see if I can find something quick. I don't know if it's here or at the studio.
What is it?
You'll see if I've got it. It must be at the studio, so I'll send you a photo tomorrow. It's my little black book of everything that we did together, and it's still got the turquoise sticker with the cowboy on the front.
Oh, really?
I still refer back to it, and also
Oh, wow.
got myself a proper copy of that because
Man,
the
well,
Bibles,
big love to you, man.
much
All
as
right.
always.
I hope these two videos give you enough information to virtually understand the ball bearings of what a tattoo artist has to do and entail, and what an apprenticeship does. You know, realistically, a tattoo apprenticeship should be about anywhere between 12 to 14 months. I trained them within about 14 months, and within the first 6 months, their goal is to get keys. And the whole thing is, I'm handing them keys to everything that I've invested in my world, my baby. And I'm entrusting them to respect and honor that, because I'm holding them in high regard of everything that I own. And I think, like I said in the last video, sometimes these things get lost or watered down, and you don't get the same inspiration that you would from 4 or 5 different working artists with different styles at the same time. Osmosis in a tattoo shop is worth its weight in gold, because you're watching everyone and it becomes second nature. You cannot get that online. So with that, I hope you guys understand, and virtually let me know what you think. Leave a like, a comment, hit that notification bell for all notifications, updates, new videos, yada yada yada. You guys keep creating, keep drawing. Leave a like, share, subscribe. Mwah. Peace out.
You're tacky and I hate you.